Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Storytime with Teacher Andrea. I have a really neat story today called Silly Billy by Anthony Brown. You might know the author from some other stories that he has written. I think I have some pictures on the back. He has quite a catalog of his books. I think one of the most popular ones is Willie the Champ, Willie the Wimp, Gorilla, and there's quite a few others such as Things I Like, The Tunnel. So if you enjoy today's story, you can try to find some other ones, some of his other books, and hopefully you'll like those as well. So we'll get started with Silly Billy by Anthony Brown. Billy used to be a bit of a worrier. He worried about many things. Billy worried about hats. And he worried about shoes. Billy worried about clouds. And rain. Billy even worried about giant birds. Have you ever worried about any of these things? His dad tried to help. "Don't worry, lad," he said. "None of those things could happen. It's just your imagination." His mum tried too. "Don't worry, love," she said. "We won't let anything hurt you." Of course, his parents tried to help him with his worries. But still, Billy worried. One night, he had to stay with his grandma, but Billy couldn't sleep. He was too worried. He always worried about staying at other people's houses. Billy felt a bit silly, but at last he got up and went to tell his grandma. It's quite common to worry when you're sleeping in a different bed than you usually stay at, in a different place. "Well, fancy that, love," she said. "You're not silly. When I was your age, I used to worry like that. I've got just the thing for you." She went into her room and came out holding something. "These are worry dolls," she explained. "Just tell each of them one of your worries and put them under your pillow. They'll do all the worrying for you while you sleep." So they're tiny little people called worry dolls. Billy told all his worries to the worry dolls. He slept like a log. The next morning, Billy went home. That night, he again told all his worries to the dolls. He slept like a stone. The next night, Billy slept well, and the night after that. But the night after that, Billy started to worry. He couldn't stop thinking about the dolls. All those worries he'd given them. They must be so worried. It didn't seem fair. So Billy is now worried that he's given his worry dolls too many worries. The next day, Billy had an idea. He spent all day working at the kitchen table. It was difficult work, and at first he made lots of mistakes and had to start again many times. But finally, Billy produced something very special. I wonder what he worked on. Do you have a guess? Let's see. Some worry dolls for the worry dolls. That night, everyone slept well. Billy and All the Worry Dolls. So Billy wanted to help his worry dolls by creating smaller worry dolls for his worry dolls. And after that, Billy didn't worry very much at all, and neither did his friends. Billy made worry dolls for all of them. Worry dolls come from the Central American country of Guatemala. They are made from tiny pieces of wood and little scraps of cloth and thread. Long ago, the children of Guatemala made these dolls, and when they went to bed at night, they would tell a worry to each one before placing them under their pillows and going to sleep. In this way, they would wake up in the morning feeling much less troubled. To this day, children in Guatemala trust their dolls to take away their worries as they sleep, and this custom has now spread around the world. So that's where the tradition came from in Guatemala, but now you can find worry dolls in all parts of the world as a way to help, especially children, sleep at night. So if there's something you're worried about, you can tell it to the little doll, pull it up, put it under your pillow, and not have to worry about it, and fall sound asleep. So as his grandmother told him, Billy wasn't actually that silly. It's quite common to worry, but it's good to come up with ways to not let your worries keep you from sleeping, because it's very important you get a good night's sleep. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's story, and as I mentioned, there's lots more fantastic books by this author, Anthony Brown, and he also does all the artwork in his books as well. And the pictures are quite vibrant and have really nice colors and are quite interesting. And I hope you find lots of fantastic books to read this week, and I'll look forward to reading a new story for you next week here on Storytime with Teacher Andrea. Until then, Assalamu alaikum and bye-bye.